Miss Rittenberry, I received your question about this particular problem here. And in your question, you specifically asked, how do you find the intercepts for this equation? Okay, and so here I just roughly, it's not an accurate graph, but approximate. Here's the graph of this equation just by looking at like the vertex and which way it's opening up. So this is roughly what it looks like. First thing you need to know is, what are the intercepts? Well, the intercepts are where the graph crosses the x-axis and where it crosses the y-axis. And if you look here, you have one y-intercept and you have two x-intercepts. The functions, the quadratic functions we're looking at will always cross the y-axis, and they may or may not cross the x depending on the particular problem you're given. It could be all above the axis. So let's start, say, with the y-intercept. That's the easiest one to find. How do you find the y-intercept? Well, what do you know about any point on the y-axis? Any point on the y-axis, the value of x is 0. So this is here is 0 and some number. And so the way we find the y-intercept is we put in 0 for x. So you just come up with this equation and replace x with 0. And so it's f of 0 would equal 0 squared plus 12 times 0. Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, that's just 0. So my graph is a little bit wrong. I put 0 in, and I get an answer of 0. So this should be going through the origin. I mean, it crosses the origin. So that's the y-intercept, and that happens to be an x-intercept also. So the other question is, how do you find the x-intercepts? Well, to find the x-intercepts, what do you know about this, where it crosses the x-axis? What do you know about any point on the x-axis? Well, you know the value of y is 0. Y is 0 on here, and then it's x, some number 0. So you let the y be 0, you let f of x be 0, and you solve that equation. So if I do that, if I let the y be 0, and I solve this equation, this is a little bit harder, but you want to solve a quadratic equation. I'm not sure your experience here, but there's several ways to solve these. The easiest way for this particular problem would be factoring. I'd factor the common x, then set each factor equal to 0, so x equals 0, or x plus 12 equals 0, and so subtract 12, so I get 0 again. I get it's going through the origin, and negative 12. Hope this helps.